Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakbadash, and I want to say Shalom to Akmanakwath out there doing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And I think I'm going to title this one N-Dub the movie. All right? N-Dub the movie. And no, for those that don't know what N-Dub means, all right, it's a term that I believe was dubbed by one of the apostles, all right, of Great Millstone. I don't know who exactly was the one who came up with it. But N-Dub, of course, referring to the ninja woman, all right, aka, the so-called black woman. And, so N-Dub the movie. And me and my wife actually went out to go see a movie. There was a movie she wanted to go and see. Hadn't been to a movie in a while. I'm not the biggest movie guy, but we went out and saw this movie. I think it was like Send Help or whatever. There's some Illuminati signaling in that movie, too, at the end. But I'm not going to give away too many things of that if you haven't seen it. It's not the greatest movie, but there's some symbolism in the end if you, know what to look for. But, we showed up on time, and, they have the, like 20, 30 minutes of commercials. And this movie, I Love Boosters, which, again, has some weird terminology and just in the title as it is. It's about boosting clothes, but I Love Boosters is, you can put two and two together and, what comes to mind when you think of that. But I'm not going to say anything because they already just recently fucked with my channel not too long ago when I tried to make a video just about maintaining your temple and taking care of it with health. And I mentioned one thing they didn't want said, all right? And to be fair, I said that I wasn't even giving advice, but that wasn't good enough for them. They just took the video down and gave me a warning, right? So I'm waiting that out. Tried to appeal it. They didn't care. They let it stay. But this is one of the commercials that came on, one of the trailers that came on. And I took my phone and I typed to my wife. I said, N-Dub the movie. And she laughed. And it's true, it is. This is exactly what this is. That's what they should have just called this. All right, the Ninja Woman, or Ninja Woman, the movie. All right, of course, I'm saying ninja instead of the actual byword as it is. But, you can put two to two together. So this is the trailer here. You can see it's got 8.7 million views. I've got another one open as well just for some of the comments. And, I can't even blame Esau for the comments that he's making on it because, this isn't a good look. All right, it's not a good look. So I'm going to go ahead and full screen this, all right, and I'm going to let it play. I'll probably stop it here and there, talk about it, talk, different things about it. I am residing within the United States, which means that here we do have the right for fair use, all right? We are allowed to, provide these videos. We do not make any money off of them at all. These are for religious instruction, and we're allowed to use other content and trailers like this or whatever happens to be for instruction purposes, all right, for religious instruction and commentary. That is something we are allowed to do legally, okay? So any strikes or takedowns on the page is just not legal at the end of the day. So fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and ramp up the volume here, and I'm going to go ahead and let it play. Start from the top. So here you go. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn this music off real quick. And here you go.
What would be your biggest challenge in a job like this?
I shop here a lot, and I feel like I should have it all. Just want to take it all home, eat it up, and shoot it out my eyes.
So, going back, she said, I shop here a lot, and I feel like I should have it all.
Take it all home, eat it up.
Wait, let me go back.
I feel like I should have it all.
It's that sense of entitlement, all right, with the Jake woman.
I take it all home, eat it up, and shoot it out my eyes. I just feel like, give it to me. It's mine anyway.
That is such a good answer.
What's a booster?
Somebody that steal clothes from the store and sell it at a discount price?
It's like community service.
I call it triple F. Fashion, forward, philanthropy. I know how to spell philanthropy. Branding, though.
Together, we empty out every single Metro designer in the Bay Area.
The Velvet Gang, they're boosting from my stores.
Missy Smith knows we exist.
They take my shit and sell it because they're low-class urban bitches. With all due respect to urban bitches.
And that's just really, an edited form of them because they're low-class black bitches. All right, really, what they really would have said behind closed doors is, they would have said some type of byword. All right, coon, moon, cricket. All right, ninja. All right, all these different things. Right, that's what they really would have said.
I'm an innovator making fucking art.
Why are the nipples so big?
All right, there you go ahead and you see it. So, and dub the movie, and they had that scene with the nipple suit. So we'll see if they try to mess with me on that, because apparently, if you're one of these guys, you can do it, but if you're us, you can't do it. Rules for thee, but not for me, right? So that's just how it goes. Let me turn the music back on here. So you saw it, and dub the movie. You see a lot of people talking about it, but what you want to do is you want to scroll down and just have a look at the comments and see what people are talking about, right? Now, all the top ones are going to be, the ones that YouTube wants seen. But the ones at the bottom are, really what the people are saying. Let's see. The color palette is fucking amazing. And it's so amazing that it looks cheap. Let's see. Low budget, sure. Cheap, It does, the color grading. They're just trying. The color grading is just. They're trying to mimic film, either that or they're shooting on film, right? And it seems pretty standard, very like you see this color grading constantly in black movies. It's pretty standard. So I wouldn't say, oh, the colors are great. It's nice. It's meant to look like analog film, like I don't know. Very analog style film. And the art style, is the this type of, it's like 90s. It's like Poetic Justice. Alright, well, font's dissimilar. Alright, it's not exactly the same, but they're kind of made like that like a 70s type. 70s to weird, a 90s take on 70s style, right? So let's see, what are people saying? Now they're promoting boosting. Exactly. You might want to figure out what you mean by they. They fucking know what they mean by they. All right, black people. Okay, dummy. All right. Let's see. So this is a documentary. I'll like it. Example, because this is shit that the Jake woman does. All right, this is the shit that Jake do. Let's see what else we got. Well. All right, and if anybody knows what well means, it's internet terminology for when black people are doing something stereotypical. All right, they'll just say well. All right, it's true, and I'll upvote it because it's true. Well. Urban fairy tale. The cast is something special. Let's see. Yeah, they even use the short yellow buses, the cast transit during filming. What else do we have? Based on a true story. Absolutely. Well. There we are again. Let's see. Yep, let's glamorize thievery. It seems Hollywood condones this type of behavior too. We already have many prequels to this. Look at all the police body cam videos. It's true. What else do we have? The culture. All right, I'll go ahead and like it. What else do we have? Let's see. Glamorizing looting. You gotta look through it. What else do we have? Excited for this. Excited. What else? Everyone's talking about Boots. I don't know what other movies he or she has done. I'm assuming it's a man. But I'll have to look into it. Boots Riley. Who is Boots Riley? I'm not too familiar. I'm not a big film guy. Sorry to bother you. think I've heard of this one. Is this the one? Is this the one where they were making fun of Hebrew Israelites? Let me see. What else? I haven't seen any of these movies. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't seen any of these. Not too familiar with any of these movies. But let's see. No, that's not the one. I can't remember the name of that movie. But I don't know. So I guess I'm not familiar with this guy at all. But what else do we have? No, it's pretty much all you got. A lot of comments, but what you can do is you can sort by newest, see what people have to say. Well. Again. Wow, black people stealing. So, there it is again. Well. Alright. Some other comments. Same thing, but I scrolled down here to the bottom. You know, same trailer, but by a different uploader. You have a couple different comments here. We got, no thanks, this looks dumb. This person said blacks. Blacks, alright? People just saying blacks. So, yeah. So this is what they do, though. This is how they portray you, Jake, and this is the movies you go and you watch and you love. All right, when they just portray you as a thief. All right, a low-life urban scum. All right, going around stealing. All right, so it belongs to me anyway, so I'm gonna just take it. All right, that's not the mindset to be in. All right, and of course, who else but the black woman? All right, who else but the black woman to be the star of the show? Okay. And they glamorize stealing so you can go and flip a bag, all right, turn a profit, right? All these, everything, man. All these different movies. Look at all the black movies. What do they glamorize? Flipping a bag, all right, selling drugs, or, apparently now, boosting, all right, or gang violence. It's always some shit. You can't just have a normal black movie, all right? And if you do have a semi-normal black movie like, Tyler Perry, then they got a black man in a fucking female suit. So they're doing something else there, man. There's not just a normal movie. Okay, there's never just a normal movie, hardly. All right, you used to have some. All right, Book of Eli. All right, but those are like few and far in between. Okay, a lot of them have to do with gang violence or slavery or Jake doing something they shouldn't be doing. All right, whether it be, gang violence or stealing or murdering or robbing, whatever they happen to be doing, right? But they have normal white movies, so-called. Can't have a normal Jake movie, right? Can't have it. You have a movie about Mexicans, about the cartel, right? Just stupid. Anyway, but Prowess 10 and 2, this shows you these people, these type of people, all right? The Jake in that movie, I love boosting, all right? Jake likes temporary gain. All right, they think that it's covetousness. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's just covetousness. All right, or as the scriptures call it in this case, Proverbs 10 and 2, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. So treasures of wickedness, and stolen goods are treasures of wickedness. All right, how did you get those treasures? Through wickedness. The Amplified Bible makes it plain. It says, treasures of wickedness and ill-gotten gains do not profit, but righteousness and moral integrity in daily life rescues from death. But Jake don't give a shit about that. Jake don't give a shit about the Lord. Jake don't give a shit about this truth. Jake don't give a shit about nothing. All right? Nothing. All they give a shit about is material wealth. They have done an excellent job, all right, on making Jake the most materialistic people ever. Okay? And yeah, some of that comes from, the desire of wealth comes from because, yeah, we are through a royal priesthood, all right, and we went off, all right, we once were a royal people, yes, and we are going to be remade right, and again as an established as a royal people, but in the state right now, Jake is just it's not about status, it's about just vanity. All right, it's about pride. All right, and having entitlement. All right, and no one's more entitled than the so-called black woman. All right, no one's more entitled. Okay, if you spend about 5 minutes, you don't even have to talk to a black woman. You can just be around a group of black women talking. You will hear the amount of entitlement and narcissism, all right, and just wickedness that comes out their mouths, man. All right, and it's happening. And it's getting worse with the Latino woman as well. Okay, it's getting, and and the Native American as well, because a lot of the Latinos and Native Americans, they're mixed in. A lot of if you go to Arizona, there's a lot of natives and so-called Latinos look very, very similar. All right, you have to look for different. Some of them actually look more native, but a lot of them just look like regular Mexican people, and they happen to be Navajo or whatever nation they happen to be from. In Arizona, there's a lot of Navajo, but you can tell, different cheekbones, different eyes. But other than that, they look like a so-called Mexican a lot of the time, right? But yeah, so treasures of wickedness and ill-gotten gains do not profit. Okay, they do not profit. But anyway, it's like, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, they're mixed in, and you're seeing a lot of the so-called Latinos, men and women. The men are starting to act more like the black man, and the women are starting to act, like the black woman. All right. And they've been talking about that on social media. They said, whatever happened to the Mexicans, they're like, órale, ¿qué pasó? Excuse me. Let me get this drink. I've been dealing with this throat issue. Slack you. But yeah. People have been talking about, you don't get the ¿qué pasó? What's going on, man? You don't get that anymore. Now you get the what's up, motherfucker? All right, or however they, they really. Excuse me, 1 minute. Thank you for that. I had to go and take some allergy medicine. That's one of the things I've been going through with this, health shit. All right, but anyway, it caused my throat to get itchy because it's all the acid and shit. Slack you. Should be good. Calm down for now. But yeah, allergy medicines take like an hour. But anyway, wherever I was, you see the so-called Latino, all right, and the so-called to the point Native American, all right, because they're all of our people are really assimilated with one another. You have so-called black people. They're really just Native Americans, all right. They're just Gadites. Okay, they look like they go back to Judah, but they're actually just Gadites. But Pastor Oka is one of them, right? Or there's the Elder Oka. I don't have his channel. I keep on losing his channel. But yeah, man. Anyway, getting back to the point, Slakia, is that everyone's really following after Judah being the head tribe. You got these other Jake, all right, the southern, the northern kingdom. They're starting to act like the northern kingdom are starting to act like the southern kingdom. All right, you see the woman. It's confusing. All right, I know social media has been talking about it. I've been seeing it. It's been happening for years. And it's just weird because you used to have the Latino, and you still do have the variety of the Latino women where they talk with the like traditional Mexican accent, like with the whole California shit. But you're getting some that are just like starting to talk like black women, like the black accent, which isn't really even a accent that is natural. Okay, that's not from any specific part of place. It's from the ghetto. All right, there ain't no accent. It's not a southern accent. It's not an accent from the West Coast. It's just everywhere. All right, and you don't just have that when you're black, because I've met several black people that don't have it. But somehow you go in the hood, all of a sudden black women talk like this. What is that? What is that? Where's that coming from? It's not a southern accent. Where are you getting that from? All right, our women are just crazy. But now you're starting to see Israelite women that are doing it. All right, like, give me the carne asadas. What are you doing? It's just like, what the fuck is this? You got the white woman doing it. The white woman walking around, kiss me outside, have it there. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on, man? What the fuck is going on? Right? Esau's wickedness that they've done, putting Jake into this box, is starting to spill over to them, because now they have their sons and daughters coming home. What it is, Dad? What it is, Daddy? What you doing, man? What are you doing, Bradley? You've never talked like that before. Where are you learning that from? You're hanging around those urban people? You've been hanging around those 24-hour swap meets a little bit too much, haven't you, Bradley? Your brother Hunter doesn't act like that. But anyway, Dove Hour, Slacker. Let me get the spirit back going. Lord one. It's not on me the heaviest today, but anyway, just get back to it. Got to get back in the zone, right? But anyway, Proverbs 10:2 again, in the Amplified Bible, starting it up again. Treasures of wickedness and ill-gotten gains do not profit, but righteousness and moral integrity in daily life rescues from death. So what is a bunch of stolen clothes going to do for you? What are they really going to do for you? They're not going to do anything because they don't profit. They don't do anything. As it says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing. Nothing at all. There's nothing to be had. Oh, I'm going to get some money though. Okay. And what's money going to do for you? Okay. You're going to buy your way onto the chair. You're going to go up to the Lord and say, hey, Lord, here's $2,000. Can I just save me? No, he doesn't give a shit about some paper. It wouldn't even matter if it was gold, if it was actual physical gold or silver, let alone some fucking paper. Right? But that means everything, you know, as you hear the Elder Manat Zatba saying, I don't even remember what it was from. Money, hose, and clothes. Yeah, right here. Money, hose, and clothes. Blunt smoke coming out the nose is all a ninja knows. Flipping on foes, putting tags on toes, watching the stack grow, clocking the cash flow. Right? And where's the gay lyric? I bet there's one of them in here. You know? There's always one. Because there's always Biggie, you know, he was a homosexual. Alright? He was. Listen, go back and you said, what the fuck you say about Biggie? Listen to his lyrics, man. All right. Ninjas press they luck in, they get a butt fucking. Think about that. Okay. A lot of sus lyrics. Okay. He had a tranny. All right. In one of his music videos. Come on, man. Come on. Think about it. Use your brain, Jake. Think about it. You won't. But yeah. So this is Leviticus 19:11 instead of, you know, Exodus, because Exodus, of course, we know thou shalt not steal. I wanted to get something a little bit different. Same thing though. Leviticus 19:11, it says, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie to one another, or neither lie one to another. Excuse me. In the Amp Bible, it says, you shall not steal, nor deal deceptively, nor lie to one another. And you could even use the lying to one another in it, because you are these clothes stealing. No, these clothes ain't stolen. Here it is. You're stealing and dealing deceptively and lying. You're doing all these, all of them at once. All right. Who better the poster child in the end of? All right, the so-called black woman. And I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes 25 and 12 through 24 here. And there's a lot here to unpack. Starting with verse 12, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. All right, faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the things not seen. Okay, that's the start of you, trusting in the Lord and you clinging on to him, right? In verse 13, it says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. You know, that shows a lot when it says, give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. That should show you a lot. Okay, that should tell you a lot. That should give you a lot of information in one sentence, right? It says, in any affliction, but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge, but the revenge of enemies. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. Here's another one. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. We went into this word not too long ago, this countenance. All right, it means a person's face or facial expressions. All right, if you go and look up a black woman, All right. You ever notice you can just tell who's more than likely nice and who's not? All right. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance or continence like sackcloth. And all these women have it a little bit because they're all wicked. But you know, you see a woman, you can just tell how mean she really is just by how she looks. Okay. And it's not just with black women. You can do it with white women too. All right. This lady ruin your life. You can see it. Just would ruin your life. This woman's a bitch. All right. Horrible, nagging woman. Constantly, you can tell. She might be okay. She's probably fine. That's Betty White. She was nice. She was sweet. As far as we know. She looks like she's got some, you know, mental illnesses going on. I can't really, you know, discern neither here nor there. You know, she's probably both. She has both sides on her. Okay, she looks fine. Her ruin your life. Her argumentative. Her argumentative. Her ruin your life. Ruin your life. Ruin your life. Yeah, she's proud. You can tell the way, you know, proud. You can tell a lot of these white women, they're white women, so what do you expect, right? Black woman, you can tell she's mean. All right, you can just tell she's mean. All right, you can tell by her big ass forehead that she's mean. All right, her mean. Her, she'd probably be all right. Hard to tell. Her, there it is. That eye, she's a bitch. 100%. All right, 100%. You can tell she's rude just by looking at her. She'd probably be all right. You can tell she's gonna be mean. You can tell she's gonna be mean. It's in eyelids, man. It's in those eyelids and those eyelashes. You can tell she's gonna. You can just tell. It's those eyelids and eyelashes, man. She's gonna be rude. She's gonna be rude. She might be okay to deal with. She's hard to tell. Hard to tell. She might be okay. Rude. There it is. The eyelids, those eyes and those eyebrows, man. All right, those eyes and those eyelids. There's actually a also part of this, Ecclesiasticus 26:9 says the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Okay, you can just, there's a look. There's a look. There's just a look. She's more likely a harlot, but she might not be too mean. It just depends. All right. Neither here nor there. She doesn't look like, you know, if anything, she'd probably be a little rude. All right. Now this woman will wreck your shit up. You will not even want to come home. All right. A woman like this. You know. And you just keep on going and just, you know, you see she seems sweet, but she's probably got an attitude on her. All right. Horrible bitch. Horrible. She's the type that's going to be calling you out in public. All right. You can just tell. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell a lot by people just by looking at them. Okay. You know, this lady, probably a nightmare to her husband, but to anybody else, she's probably going to be like the grandma. She's probably going to be nice. Going to probably be sweet to you. All right. Probably make you a plate. All right. It's probably be abominable as hell. All right. Or vegan. No in between. Right. And, you know, but she's going to give her husband a hell of a time. Okay. But she's going to be nice to pretty much anybody else. Right. So, you know, you got to learn to start examining people. Right. And you can tell a lot just by looking at someone, especially in the eyes. They say the eyes are the window of the soul. You can tell a lot just by looking at someone, man. All right. You can just tell a lot by looking at someone. Like, this may or may not be a man. Anyway. So yeah, so back to Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 17, it says, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. There you go. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. And it's just crazy that they're using her as the poster child for boosting. It says, as the climbing up a sandy way is the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That shows you the utter sheer amount of wickedness, all right, from a woman, all right. And matter of fact, let's go and get this in the Bible Gateway. And so we'll just do it like this. Or open this in private tab because I don't want it messing up the page that I already got going. So 25, where do we start again? We went from what? 12 to 24. Alright. Right here, advice about women. So, no wound is as serious, starting with verse 13, same chapter. No wound is as serious as wounded love. No troubles are as serious as the troubles that women cause. No sufferings are worse than the sufferings caused by people who hate you. No revenge is worse than revenge taken by an enemy. No poison is deadlier than the poison of a snake, and no anger is deadlier than the anger of a woman. I would rather live in the same house with a lion or a dragon than with a bad wife. When a wife is in a bad mood, her expression changes until she looks like an angry bear. Her husband has to go and eat with the neighbors where he can't hold back his bitter sighs. Not the best translation. I'll continue to read it. It says, compared with the troubles caused by a woman, any other trouble looks small. Many such women suffer the fate of sinners. A quiet man living with a nagging wife is like an old man climbing up a sandy hill. Who the hell wants to do that? I don't even like climbing a sandy hill now, right? It says, never lose your head over a woman's beauty, and don't try to win a woman because she is wealthy. When a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger, arrogance, and humiliation. Nobody wants that. It says, a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed and break his heart. Show me a timid man who can never make up his mind, and I will show you a wife that doesn't make her husband happy. Damn. Sin began with a woman, and we must all die because of her. Don't let a bad wife have her way any more than you would allow water to leak from your cistern. If she won't do as you tell her, divorce her. There you go. Here it is. She's just being, backbiting and all that. You got to just, let her go. All right. Here it is. She's hitting you and trying to stab you and trying to get you in trouble, trying to do all these situations. Just you got to let her go, man. She's holding you back from the truth. You don't want that, right? And Eve is a perfect example because she had everything, but she wanted more. All right. I deserve everything. All right. That's the black woman spirit right there. All right. That's the same spirit that they're showing in that movie, I Love Boosters. All right. I just got to have everything. It belongs to me anyway. Eve had everything. All right. Except one thing. All right. That wicked fruit of knowledge, the knowledge that was not supposed to be had. Okay. And really that knowledge ended up being the knowledge of death, because what? Now you know what death is because you die. All right. That's what, had everything forever to enjoy it. Was doing perfect. Still wasn't enough for the black woman. Still wasn't enough. All right. Proverbs 11 and 22. And this shows you, these women trying to do all these things to look beautiful or all these, it doesn't matter, man. Because at the end of the day, Proverbs 11:22, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is out discretion. This is in the Amplified Bible. It says, as a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a beautiful woman who is without discretion. Her lack of character mocks her beauty. And none of us will say, oh, the black woman ain't the most beautiful woman, because absolutely. All right, Israelite women in general, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? But in the state now, a lot of Jake under the curses right now. Some of them are looking fucked up. All right, some of them are looking fucked up. And again, it's because of the destruction. They go and do all these things to their face. They put makeup on their face, cause them to have breakouts and shit, and then they eat like horrible. So you got like the Issacharite women and the Jake woman. Can't forget, they're fucking huge, gigantic beasts. Especially the black woman. But you see a lot with Issachar, man. They look fine up into about 23, and then whoop. Fucking huge, man. There's a saying with Mexicans that says every Latina either looks like Selena or the girl that killed her. All right, and you can go and look up Selena. Okay. Very pretty. All right. To an extent. I'm more into black women, but you know. You can't say that she's not pretty. All right. Still got to give Latinas their rightful place. All right. She is very pretty. For Latinas, I usually like darker, but she's pretty. You know, you can go look up Latina girl. So there's just a lot of them are just light. All right, dark skin. A lot of them are just very, very light. And you gotta be at least like this dark, right? You gotta be brown, right? Or else, you know, if you're not brown, you might as well just get with a white woman. You know, we like the brown skin. All right. Instead of pretty brown, it's pretty brown skin. That's what we like. But anyway, so Selena, all right, you see she's pretty. All right, or the girl that killed her. That looked horrible. All right, I guess that was back in the day. So, looking horrible. And that's a saying. You either look like Selena or there should be a saying. Well, here it is. So, that's a good example of a Latina that I think is pretty. Right? Got the brown skin. Right? Got the little Latina haircut going on. All right, there we go. But it says working out because they say Latinas either look like Selena or the bitch that killed her. There you go. It's a very famous saying. Very famous saying. All right, with you know, the Mexican community. But yeah, man. How'd this come up? I wonder. All these random things. Oh, I can see why. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, that's how it is. That's just how it is. And, you know, so what's the point of being beautiful, which our women are, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American are beautiful women. You know, what's the point if you don't have no discretion? All right? Then, you know, what is discretion at the end of the day? It can be used for many different things, but come on now. Okay. Circumspection, caution, wariness, freedom of choice to decide what should be done in a particular. It'd be more like discretion. You know what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2 is good. You know what to do and what not to do. Okay, it should also go with a real discernment should be in here too. You know, consideration, subtlety. Okay, what is subtlety? Quality or state of being subtle or subtle. You know, softness. All right, and what's the point of having beauty if you're just a brawling beast with no discretion, no discernment? You're just, you know, argumentative and angry and just what's the point? That's like putting a ring in the nose of a pig. All right, the worldly saying, which they stole from Proverbs 11:22, is it's like putting makeup on a pig. All right, you know, what's the point? At the end of the day, it's still a pig. All right, so what's the point about having a beautiful woman that's without discretion? At the end, she's beautiful, yeah, but she lacks discretion. Who would want to be around that? All right, think about you have a handsome guy, and women will actually go for this. They're showing this. There was actually a woman would go with a murderer over someone that was actually like a murderer with more money than an honest man that does an honest living and has slightly less money. All right, so women are not good judges. Okay, they're not good judges. That's why the judges weren't women. Okay, they're not good judges. They're not, because they'll go with that. So I was gonna make an example, but then I said, oh, women will actually go with that. You know, a guy that's, you know, 6'2", makes a lot of money, but he just beats the living shit out of you and steals everything from you, and he's a narcissist, and he barely ever hangs out with you. But you know, you can say you have him. Women will actually go and do that. Men, unless they're simple, we'd rather have a woman that actually, you know, is lesser in the looks. All right, but better of a better spirit. All right, ideally both, but you know, the spirit's more important than looks at the end of the day. All right, at least it is with me. That's how it should be. I'd rather have a woman who is well behaved and well mannered. All right, than have the most gorgeous woman in the world that is just a piece of shit. All right, and a lot of time we've been blessed with women that are good in both regards. Right. So call Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for that. But if we had to do it over again, and we had to find something. First of all, if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't get with any woman. I would just be solo, probably. All right, because at the end of the day, these women, especially if I had to do it over these days, these women are really gone. All right. 10 years ago, it was a little bit different. It's still pretty bad, but not as bad as it's gotten now. Every 10 years, the dating game gets worse. So I don't even know, man. I don't even know how, I don't know. I don't even know how this dating game works anymore. The things I hear from these young kids, people like my little cousin, it's crazy. It's crazy. These kids, that's why there's no relationships forming, right? They don't have no ground base. They don't have anything that they share in common. They're just going out there and just doing shit, I guess. But anyway, I'm rambling now. But yeah, man, so they have the end of the movie, man. They're showing you that, all the wickedness is but little the wickedness of a woman, all right? Justifying stealing, all right? And just, it's stupid. It's stupid. It was a stupid concept for a stupid movie, all right? I'm sure it'll be just horrible. And I'm sure that crowd will be heavily melanated, all right? And they'll love the idea of it, all right? And I'm sure some people even start boosting because of it. That's what these movies serve to do. All right, you see movies about dealing drugs, and everybody wants to be a drug dealer. Stupid. You go to a movie, Fast and Furious. All right, people are drifting in the parking lot. It really it's witchcraft, man. It changes you. They use that to and put those things inside of you. All right, so you can have those thoughts. So it changes your character. That's what they do. So people are gonna go watch it. All right, they're gonna think, oh man, I should boost. Right, and then they're gonna have people boost. That's what they do. All right, it's that psychology 101. All right, Esau psychology 101. Showing you something, making it look cool, so you go and do it to destroy yourself. So that's where we're gonna close out. Lord, what was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.